Yeah, so guys, I didn't even realize the music was going because I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear the music, so I had no idea. So I restarted the stream because I didn't know that that music was playing in the background. Oh my gosh, it's kind of funny. But anyway, guys, let's keep going. Let's start charting for the morning. that's that's kind of funny. I've never had that happen to me before. But I didn't know because for some reason it was playing on my computer but not on the stream but not in real life. I don't know how that works, but okay. So anyway, guys, let's actually just start charting and once again get everything pulled up. I report, bro, Kirk. It's an accident. I'm gonna get copyrighted. But yeah, I restarted the stream so that way this one won't be copyrighted. But yeah, I need to make sure I set up everything. Let's see here. Yeah. So yeah, just hang on while I set everything up. How do I? Okay, yeah. Let's dial in, bro. Let's dial in. I'm trying to set. Let me just do it on my phone. It's gonna be easier to do it on my phone because I know how to do it on my phone. What I'm doing is I'm resetting the follower accounts on Top Step because it broke it. But yeah, we're about to lock in, guys. We're about to lock in and start charting everything up. All right, there we go. So now I should be good. Hey, what up, Zakara? Oh wait, I gotta. Okay, hang on. I'm still trying to get back into Top Step on my computer. But yeah, we're going. We're going. We're locked in. Oh my gosh, it needs me to sign in again. Okay, why is it being a pain? Sorry guys, I have to get back into the account and now it's not. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to literally figure out my password. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. Which prop firm you trade on? Right now, I'm trading on Top Step, but my Apex accounts are gonna get renewed here in like a day, and then I also have a personal account that I've been working on. So, all right, we're back in Top Step. Okay. So now we're good with that. I'm gonna make sure daily loss limits are in place. Once again, this is just kind of stuff that I want to make sure I don't mess up because every morning this something goes wrong and I have to make sure it's all correct. But we're about to lock in, guys. We're about to lock in. All right. Now that is placed. So let's make sure daily loss limit is set on both of them. What I'm doing, guys, is essentially daily loss limit is my stop loss because I don't have time to set a stop loss on all the accounts. So I just put daily loss limit in, and that just stops me out, which is kind of how I just want to do it. So, oh my gosh, the Trade-Evate platform is so confusing on the phone. All right, so that's set, and now let's make sure this is set. Oh yeah, it is. I can see it. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, dude, trailing drawdown is a pain. Okay, guys, we are ready to start charting everything up. Sorry that took so long, but Kirk, what do you mean sleeping? I'm live. Oh, that was 20 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and start charting up price action, figure out what we got going on. So obviously, higher time frame is bullish, right? We've been bullish. Daily candle closures higher. The market is expanding up. So, with that in mind, we should always be, thoughtful of when of framing buy models, right? We had this really obvious 1 hour gap here that ended up becoming a 1 hour. This ended up becoming a 1 hour 5-minute model, right? 1 hour gap and discount. Can this load? One hour gap and discount. And the reason I say it's in discount is because from here to here, it's in discount. And so now looking like we have this gap right now, which is acting on price. And anyway, the 5-minute change in state, I'm pretty sure we hit max extension off of this, right? So we hit 5-minute change in state perfectly. Yeah, we hit max extension. We hit that 4 to 5 standard deviations up area, right? So 1 hour gap, 5-minute change in state. So this model is essentially complete, at least to me, right? So, but guys, look at how nice this was. I mean, can we just appreciate how we perfectly react off the change of state delivery and then go to max extension? Like, that's pretty cool. So, okay. Let's get Discord pulled up. And yeah, the nice thing is if I take a win, I can keep going. Or break even, I can keep going. But if it's a loss, then, I have to be done for the day. So, okay. Some stuff that I was charting out earlier that I want to show you guys is, you could argue that we're in a sell model because look at this, right? We had a 1 hour rejection block, new day opening gap hit, and then the 5-minute change in state. And something that's really cool is on this 1 hour rejection block, we perfectly tap consequent encroachment and then perfectly tap the bottom of that rejection block. So what does that mean? That's a Phoenix model mini version where we enter at the consequent encroachment, and then the regular Phoenix model. You can see both of those Phoenix entries right there. Pretty cool. And the reason I say it's Phoenix is because we do have a SMT. It's a hidden SMT, which means it's only with the bodies, but it still was an SMT. And then you can see how the new day opening gap kind of strengthens this idea. We get a lower time frame change in state down. And then if you measure out this price leg, we go down 4 standard deviations exactly. Okay, so now we got to do more price action and more charting. So, um, not exactly sure, guys. I think we're just gonna have to be patient, and well, I guess we'll just keep looking around, right? Um, but yeah, look, this is what I mean when I say hidden SMT. Look at this, right? This body and this body have SMT here. You see that? So it's something to consider. Then again, the market is bullish. So, yeah. Let's drop down lower time frame here. This kind of looks like it broke out of this high resistant liquidity curve, right? Because we obviously had high resistant liquidity, but now we kind of broke through it. So maybe you could argue that we're gonna go back up. Let's look around more, guys. Once again, just kind of getting ideas here. I don't really know for sure. We ended up getting SMT with the 5 o'clock low. Okay. Right? We have or we could form SMT with this high though. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I mean, higher time frame is obviously bullish. Maybe we should start by looking at even higher time frame. Nah, that's probably fine. I mean, we already have the idea. It's a uptrend. Let's see. This is kind of a 4-hour implied gap here. It's obviously a 1-hour gap. Market's obviously bullish. So 1-hour gap. Did we rebalance the equilibrium of this? We did. Okay. Let's measure this out. We might need to sweep the low because you can see that, you know, we still haven't tapped these guys out yet. And that's a liquidity pool. So, just an idea, right? We might need to wait for a manipulation leg around market open, and then maybe we'll go higher. But then again, actually, you know, Monday law time starts the week out going lower. I don't know. I think we're just going to be patient and wait for something obvious. Did you just delete a ton of stuff? Yeah, I'm not gonna try and make a prediction. I'm just gonna watch the market, right? That's kind of the best way to go, honestly. So we did get S&T with this low. I don't know if I still have access to this. I do. Okay. We do have equal lows though. So here's S&T. This is so let's see. 3, 430, 6. It's not sequential. This one is though, right? Oh, that one's not either. I think, you know, I think we might come down to those equal lows. I mean, we did get hourly change in state to the downside. Right now we're just looking around, guys. We obviously got a liquidity sweep, breaker structure, and then a 5-minute gap. So, I posted news in the Discord. It's not news, but it's like there's like a speaker at 12 or something like that. But that's not for a long, long time, and it's an orange folder. Let's see. Yeah, so news for the day. So I posted this FOMC Myron. So, but that's not. Yeah, honestly, that's probably not really important. Okay, so yeah, I guess right now we did get a sweep, a breaker structure, but nothing obvious to me. I'm not doing anything. I don't know. Usually I like to have a model framed, but I'm not. I don't know. Maybe my brain's just kind of getting warmed up right now. Oh, look at this. We're getting quite a big S&T with YM. Yeah, it's definitely, obviously you want to be bullish because higher time frame is just expanding up. So, but yeah, we're getting bullish S&T here. Let's just look at our draws on liquidity, right? That's a simple place to start. Sometimes you start out the day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just a little, I'm just don't even know what to look at. But let's just start out with draws on liquidity. We have London low, London high. London low, London high. So, what happened? Honestly, it looked like London expanded lower. So, what kind of daily profile could this be? I don't think it's a normal daily profile. That's for sure. Because London just went lower, just just to go lower. There's no obvious London low of the day reversal. Once again, I'm just kind of my brain's still getting warmed up here. Yeah, we do have S&T with this low. So that's 6-hour S&T with YM. YM actually might be forming a low here. Midnight. We're below midnight. Okay, I'm starting to frame an idea here. Then we had 730 right here. Oh wow, look at that. Wait, no, 730 is right here. This could end up being Phoenix model at this low. You never know. Yeah, once again, I'm still kind of just, just trying to warm up my brain to the charts here. So this is a nice 15-minute reject. Oh, I didn't take any liquidity though. I'm just kind of just waiting for the market to tell me something obvious here, right? I don't know right now. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Okay. Yeah, just kind of waiting for the market to tell me something obvious. One thing we could do is we could just take a look at what 15-minute gaps do we have, right? We have this 15-minute gap here. That's a good place to start, We had a 15-minute gap here. So what might be kind of nice is, 1 minute change of state of delivery off of this 15-minute gap. Yeah, I'm thinking that I want to see us hold this S&T. Obviously, higher time frame is bullish, so I want to see us manipulate 730 and 830. We'll be below midnight. We'll be below 730, and then maybe tap this rejection block here. Let's just check to see if the rejection block's in the rejection block partition, because that would be a higher probability rejection block. That's something that I just learned this weekend, by the way. So you want to see the rejection block form in the rejection block partition. So, it's just common sense a little bit. Like, yeah, obviously that's going to be a higher probability rejection block. Okay, so it's not quite. I think we gotta wait for manipulation, and I think that won't happen until after market open. We also have a bearish for value gap here. we had a 15-minute gap. We broke structure. So this ended up being a 5-minute fair value gap, and then probably 30-second change in state off of it worked out. Yeah, it's not that I would not consider that an obvious trade. Right, so we have SMT with, wait, where's previous day's low? Still kind of just getting information. Okay, previous day's low is right here. And why is my phone going off like crazy? Okay, I'm putting it on Do Not Disturb. I just want to see obvious AMD. That's the main thing for me. Right? Now, previous day is low. So if YM took previous day's low, that would be pretty bullish because then we'd get previous day's low SMT. So yeah, we obviously reacted off of this gap, and then I'm just waiting. We have to wait for AMD, bro. We have to wait for AMD. There's really nice equal lows here. So, you know, if we got manipulation of them and then distribution up, that would be kind of fire. But we kind of have to be patient and figure this out. We also have this 15-minute rejection block, which, guys, this could be a fire Phoenix model, right? I'm not totally wanting to just soup using Phoenix model yet, but I will take a flow state entry off of a rejection block, right? I would definitely consider that. So that would give us something like, so we have equal lows here. The rejection block's placed below the equal lows. That would give us something like accumulation. Yeah, I think you gotta be bullish here, right? Because why would you be bearish? I don't know. It's just too much risk to be bearish. Could be wrong. I don't know, but maybe we'll just have to keep looking around. We got, once again, equal lows. This could end up being low time frame accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution back to the downside. See that? So it's all AMD, guys. So the key is figuring out AMD. Past that, I don't care. I don't care about anything else past that. The key is AMD. We actually have SMT with this high. So what's this? 6 o'clock to 7:30. 7:30 to not quite sequential SMT, but close. So I bet you this will be a Magneto effect. We'll come back up to this SMT maybe later. So, okay, accumulation. Do we have a PD ray there? Yeah, we have a 15-minute BPR. Kind of want to mark it out as a 5-minute. Yeah, 5-minute BPR. Yeah, there we go. My brain's starting to get warmed up a little bit. Okay. So 5-minute BPR. Looks like manipulation of that high. So I kind of want to see us go lower to manipulate higher. Right? Does that make sense? Like I want to see a equal lows soup, and then maybe we distribute higher. That's just kind of what I think. I don't know. Did you make any money last week? Uh, I took quite a few good trades. It's not necessarily making money, but I've definitely made good trades. It's just a matter of time because you gotta it's a process. You gotta pass accounts. You gotta uh, get to the payout level. You know what I mean? It's not like super straightforward, but yeah, on my way. So, okay. Once again, we are looking for AMD, right? This is looking like AMD so far. We might have a rejection block here. Once again, we are just market observers. We don't have to do anything. I want to see, SMT maybe with this low and then we'll go higher, or SMT with this high and then we'll go lower. I need to see AMD. That's the main thing. That is the main thing. Right? So, if we ended up sweeping this high and then getting 30-second change in state, yeah, I work during the day. So this would be like external sweep, internal sweep. So yeah, something like this where we swept out this high and got change in state lower. That could be nice. So what would that look like? Just thinking. Once again, these markets, they're all just AMD. So that's the key, right? Finding AMD and then trading with AMD. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Find AMD, get your entry. Nice, bro. Nice. We could definitely go higher here, right? But I kind of want to see manipulation. You know what I mean? So it's probably gonna move higher, bro. I don't know. We're just kind of watching. I'm just kind of being patient. I want to see AMD, and that's really all I care about. So there might, right now I'm just not seeing opportunity, so I'm just being patient. So we might end up inversing this. Which would mean that we could definitely go higher if we inverse this. Cool, bro. Anyway, I'm out. Great chatting with you. Yeah, good to chat with you too. Let's try and make this a little simpler here, right? We got 6-hour SMT. We are maybe getting this inversion for value gap. So we got 6-hour SMT, and then maybe there was 90-minute SMT. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, I'm dumb. There is a 90-minute SMT. It's right here. No wonder we're going higher. Okay, now I'm dumb, actually. Right, 6-hour SMT here. here, and then 90-minute SMT here, here. Both of them are perfectly sequential, so that's pretty bullish. And we manipulated 7:30. We were below 7:30. We were below midnight. I'm gonna put this in my journal actually. In my Discord or in my yeah. So 6 hours sequential SMT and 90-minute sequential SMT. Yeah, this could definitely be pretty bullish if we ended up getting this, because we definitely manipulated 7:30. So you could definitely consider this as maybe. Only thing is, where's the AMD, right? Where's the AMD? Oh, here we had a 15-minute gap, right? So this was clean, right? 15-minute fair value gap, 1 minute change in state. I ended up going higher off of that. Once again, we don't have previous day's low SMT. I guess we have a partial previous day's low SMT, right? Which means it's also a partial previous week's low SMT with YM. Right? Yeah. So partial previous day's low SMT. Yo, what up, Rusty? Right now we're just looking around. I think if we haven't inversed the 15-minute, we're about to. So I'm just looking around right now. We had a sweep break of that high for value gap and discount. Let's see if that was in the fair value gap partition. It's not looking obvious. But we are below midnight. I don't know, market's super bullish. We might just expand higher. And then you can see how I could actually get rid of all this real quick. You can see how this 1 hour implied gap is also pushing price higher. Yeah. Ooh, that's clean. That's clean. 1 hour implied gap here. With those double sequential SMTs. So where's a 5 minute change in state? Now this is what the market's respecting, obviously, right? 1 hour implied for value gap. And then I kind of like this as a change in state. It's kind of, unconventional, but I like it. Okay, this is kind of what I think's going on. We got low resistance highs above. We're about to inverse the 15 minute. We tapped the sniper model entry. And yeah, low resistance. Now these are going to be probably low resistance. I'm going to put this in my journal as well. Okay, so I think the LRLR is the drawn liquidity then. Once again, 15 minute, possibly about to inverse. We can look at this 15 minute gap and then find a 1 minute model off of this. Is that better? I don't know. Okay, so to me, it's looking like we're drawing up to the LRLR. So now it's a matter of, okay, what are we going to do here? Okay, 15. We just got market. Oh, yeah, we just got market open. My time is wrong. We just got market open. I gotta switch that time because that time is wrong, dude. So the 15 minute inversed. And now market's drawing higher. Okay, so we got a 15 minute inversion for value gap once again. Yeah, that LRLR is the target. When will you take a trade, dog? When I see something that's an actual opportunity. So yeah, obviously we're drawing higher. You guys don't understand. Trading is 95% just doing nothing. There's nothing I can do about that. So we do not have the first presented for value gap yet. To me, it's pretty clear now, though. We are drawing to this LRLR, so do that with what you want, right? We're pretty clearly drawing to that LRLR. Yeah, this is pretty obvious. We're drawing to this, and then you can take profit at the body. Yeah, pretty obvious we're drawing to there. But I can't just blindly enter. I have to figure out, okay, well, how does it fit in with AMD, and how am I going to use that to my advantage? Because I don't want to just, clearly this ended up being a low resistance liquidity run, especially because, we broke structure with dual sequential SMTs, right? We had a 6-hour sequential SMT here. And then a 90-minute sequential SMT here, as I said before. And then you can see that's essentially what preceded the move higher was these sequential SMTs, 6-hour and 90-minute, and then retest the change in state. Midnight and NWOG coming up. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So once again, I don't really regret not doing anything because I didn't see any opportunity. Right? If there was opportunity that I liked, then that's different, but I didn't see much. Maybe we had this 5-minute gap at equilibrium. At the time, I lacked conviction because I did not see these sequential SMTs, but if I saw these sequential SMTs, then I probably would have had the conviction to go in here and then be like, okay, 5-minute 2022 gap, and then 30-second change in state. Yeah, if I had seen the sequential SMTs, guys, then I actually would have taken that, where, 6-hour SMT, 90-minute SMT, 2022 gap right here. And then a 15-second, I guess it was a 5-minute 2022 gap, right? Yeah. So if I had seen all these sequential SMTs, then I would have gone in here on the 5-minute, aligned it with the 30-second, waited for an obvious retest, and then taking a 30-second change in state off of this. But I didn't see the sequential SMTs, so. And honestly, I don't even know if I would take this because it's not obvious enough to me. I don't know. Like, it could have ended up not working. Once again, you don't have to take every trade that's presented to you. You only have to take the ones you actually love, and so I probably wouldn't take this, even though it's like decent. Still. So let's get rid of that, right? So this is kind of what happened, right? 1-minute 2022 gap, equilibrium. We're in the first presented. All right, we are in the first presented, so we could look for a trade off of the first presented. Maybe we just instantly react off of it, right? Where is it? We're obviously drawing towards the LRLR. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of just taking this, but so this would be one. This would be one. If I did take this, this would be one. It's just not. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken it, bro. So this would be 1. So on top step, that would be the 10, 40. If I did take this on top step, it would be 40 and then 1. But I'm not gonna take it right now because I'm not 100% sure. It's not light bulb enough to me. But yeah, look at that. So we had a 15-second change in state. So this is my first strike model, guys. 15-second change in state off of the first presented for value gap, and you can enter on the wick of a change in state. And now we're gonna go run up to that draw on liquidity. But I'm not gonna take it because it's just not. You know, I want to be. I don't want to have to take a loss if it's something that's not good enough, so I'm not taking it. Does that make sense? But we are drawing up to this LRLR here. So could that, you know, bring us higher? Yeah, definitely could. So once again, I need to pull up trade of 8, make sure I, you know, if I do take a trade, that I'm ready. But once again, guys, was this obvious to me? No, so I didn't do anything. I'm not gonna. So much of trading is self-control, right? Clearly, we had a reaction off the first one for value. So now this could be inducement. It's very possible. This could be inducement. Still, though, I'm not convinced that it's obvious AMD, so I'm not going to do it. Right? We might need to sweep out the low. I don't know. So I'm being very patient. It's kind of hard. Yeah, see? So now we're coming back down. We just took out the low of the first presented for value gap. So now, do we have SMT? Kind of want to see SMT with like this low. We already, ooh, guys, super high probability trade. If we can find a 22-minute SMT, that's gonna be a super high probability trade. So here's 9 o'clock. Here's 9:22. Okay, so I want to see a 22-minute SMT. I want to see us manipulate this 922 level, right? 922. I want to see us manipulate 922, and I know guys are like, what is he talking about, bro? 922, bro. You guys just haven't seen it work yet, guys. If we get SMT with 922 and it's sequential, I'm definitely going to be very bullish. So it would look something like, so we have to get it after 9:45. Oh, bro, I'm not shorting, bro. I'm bullish. I don't know though. You know, I could be totally wrong. But we have 6-hour SMT, 90-minute SMT. Higher time frames, just always bullish. You're in shorts? Okay. I don't know, man. I'm not. I think you gotta be careful with. It's all-time highs. I'm always careful of shorts, but I could be wrong. We got sequential SMT on the 6-hour, sequential SMT on the 90-minute. Then again, we actually have maybe a bearish SMT. Yeah, we have a bearish SMT. So, and did we manipulate midnight? We haven't. We have not even manipulated midnight, bro. There's no way. There's no way we're bearish. There's no way we're bearish if we didn't even manipulate midnight. There's just no way. And we have equal highs. So I'm not bearish at all, bro. I'm gonna say that with conviction because we would have manipulated midnight if we were gonna be bearish. So I'm gonna look off maybe if let's say we sweep out this low with SMT. Look at the 1 hour. Yeah, it looks bullish to me, bro. I think we're gonna run through this LRLR here. We got sequential SMT, sequential SMT. Here's a 5-minute gap. I mean, if the market was really bearish at all-time highs, we would manipulate midnight. That's something that I really actually would want to see, and we haven't done that yet. 5-minute gap. I kind of wanted to see 922 get hit. So we are going into the macro now, so that's something we could look at. We have a 30-second change in state here. This could be good. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know. This could be good. But once again, I kind of wanted to see SMT. So I'm not going to take it. I wanted to see SMT at the low. So I'm going to be patient. It's possible that we need to, form more high resistance liquidity before we end up getting the low. So I'm going to just be a little more patient. I don't think this is obvious enough for me to take. I think I'd be a little upset. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then I'll be back. Alright. Yeah, we could, I'm just being very, very patient. This 1 minute change in state, we didn't even tap it. So there's no regret here because we didn't even tap that 1 minute change in state. We didn't even tap the wick. I personally, I guess it is the macro, right? Maybe the macro is going to drive us lower. We have partial SMT with London high. Ooh. If we take out midnight, I'd actually consider taking a short because we would have SMT with midnight. And then, yeah. And then I'd like it. But only if we got SMT with midnight. So here's midnight. But once again, I'm definitely leaning, like, I really want to be bullish. So, you know what I mean? You have to be very considerate here. We did have this 5 minute gap. 30-second change in state. We don't ever even tap this. So, I have no regrets. Now, maybe we actually still could tap it, but once again, I want to see more obvious AMD right now. I actually do like this. Maybe I'll pay for it more. I don't know. Yeah, we have London S&T there. What would be better than what we have right now, I'm not gonna lie, is if we swept out the low and then got change in state. Especially if here, let's look. 5 minute gap. Okay, we just tapped midnight. That might be the high. That just looks like manipulation in the short term. The way we just barely tap midnight. So I kind of want to see us sweep below this 5 minute gap. Yeah, we're going higher. So, would you look at that? The 5 minute gap ended up holding. Once again, I would have preferred to see a sweep of the low and then continuation higher from there. If there's nothing obvious, I'm not going to do anything, right? I mean, yeah. I need to see us come down to that 5 minute gap, I guess, and I don't know if we're going to do that. Well, that 15 minute inversion for value gap entry would have been perfectly fine. And it would have delivered us higher. So maybe we should have, next time, we should have just taken that inversion for value gap, honestly. Right? We had a inversion for value gap here. And then we had obvious LRLR. You get what I'm saying? Like that could have been a simple way to go. Right? Just an inversion for value gap and then entry. Whoops, wrong way. Yeah, entry on that inversion. That's 2R right now, but oh man. We have the new it was a new week opening gap, huh? But yeah, you can see we had triple sequential SMTs here. Partial daily sequential SMT, 6-hour SMT, 90-minute SMT, and then expansion. Okay, I don't know, man. There's probably maybe not opportunity right now. That's okay. Nothing to say about that except for okay. That's fine. The 5-minute 2022 gap was also nice. Once again, I if I had seen the sequential SMTs, then I would have been more inclined to take that. But for me, this wasn't obvious enough at the time. If I'd seen these triple sequential SMTs, then yeah, then I'd probably be interested in it. But I didn't. But you can see we perfectly tap equilibrium. Perfectly. So, you know what I mean? This is really, really precise stuff. Equilibrium. And now up to that LRLR, that's 8-1. You know what I mean? So, it's okay. I'm not like, it's chill. We're just watching price. But yeah, very clearly we had a 2022 gap off of these triple sequential SMTs. Oh, you know what? That's okay. We're just observers and learners of the market every single day. We got the bias right though. We got the bias right. Let's go, 1409. Yeah, we got the bias right. You know what I mean? We were obviously, we had to be super patient, but we had the bias right. Okay, let's do a practice round. 0.6. Let's say I had to do 0.6. So that's 1 micro on my personal, 1 micro personal, 6 micro standard risk, 24 micros on top step, and 72 micros on apex. Getting faster. Getting faster. Man. This 2022 for value gap equilibrium entry was just beautiful. That's 5-1. It depends, honestly, if you had your stop at the wick of this candle, that's 8-1. So it depends how precise you want it to be. I was considering this 5-minute gap here, right? This 5-minute gap here was, it was considerable, but why didn't I like it? It was because, it just had to stop me out before moving. No. The main reason I didn't like this 5-minute reaction off this 5-minute gap in 30 seconds is because this change state delivery was just, it wasn't obvious AMD to me. I could have seen it failing. Just kind of, what I thought. And then there's also no entry, keep in mind. Like, there's no change state delivery retest. There's no change state delivery close. And then even if you entered on the wick of the change state delivery, you still don't get filled. So there's not even an entry. So there's nothing I could have done. Now maybe you could have considered this change in state, even though it's not a change in state. But I don't know. Maybe you could. But yeah, the nice thing is, guys, we had bias completely right, and that's what matters, right? What matters is patience, discipline, and getting better with time. We don't need to be perfect. We just gotta, be disciplined and keep getting better. But this 2022 gap off of the triple sequential SMTs was fantastic, and then we get a 15-minute inversion. And then, another 5-minute gap here. Where's the first presented for value gap? So one thing we could look at doing that I would really actually very much approve of is, here's 929. So 930, 931, 932. We got the first percent for value gap here, right? I would like it. I think it'd be very nice if we ended up coming down to the first percent for value gap, and then at this point maybe 15-second change of state delivery off of it, right? That's something that I need to get rid of the other one. It'd be considerable. It'd be considerable. Now, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but it could. So we have, once again, okay, 922 is all the way down here. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna go all the way down there. $930 right here. I don't think we're gonna go down there. Okay, this one's kind of a stretch. Maybe you could align the first percent for value gap with this 15-second change in state, but I don't know, guys. That's kind of a stretch. We dug very deep into it, but actually, why not though? Why not? I mean, it actually looks okay. Like I know we dug super deep into it, but here's the thing, right? The change in state looks good. The change in state looks good. So 15-second change in state. And we dug deep into this first presented for value gap. We dug deep into it. We swept out liquidity here. So actually, I don't mind this one. But once again, could it always be more obvious? Yes, I'm just being patient. But, this was clean, right? 15-second change in state. And you could just target that L or LR off of this. And that's 5-1. So, nice little AMD here. Once again, was it the most obvious thing in the world at the time? No, but can I learn from what happened? Yes. Right? Accumulation, manipulation, first minute for value gap. That's not something I would have considered before because we dug so deep into the first minute for value gap. But did it hold? Yes. So in the future, maybe I'll consider something like this. It's just a lesson. It's a missed trade that I learn about, right? I really don't mind this one. This one looks clean. And okay, let's do the math. Let's say I had to calculate it right now. Okay, 1.4. Okay, 1 micro, 114. Shoot. $56 and 109. 192. No, 168. Man, I gotta work on that. 14's hard one though. 14's a hard one. Okay, wait, let's try it again. 14. 1.4. 114. 56. And then 168. Let's try it one more time. No! Dang it, Saurabh. Hey, bro, it's a process. You learned. You get better, right? We're just on this journey. It's gonna take time. For me, like, I only do one trade a day, bro, because I've realized that I have bad days and good days. If I don't want ever to have one bad day ruin me for my entire trading career, right? So I just think unlimited break evens and wins with one loss being I'm done, bro. I'm out, because guess what? If I take a loss, I'm obviously out of tune with the market. So, and I think that's gonna lead to long-term success, honestly. but then just unlimited break evens and wins, I mean, that's going to compound over time, 100%. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, calculation of this. Let's say I took it like this. 1, okay. 1, 10, 40, 120. That was easy. Let's say I took it like this. 1.3. 1, 13, 52, 156. Okay, we'll just keep practicing. Oh, wow! Look at midnight. We tapped the bottom of it. Yeah, guys. Like I said, you got to be very careful shorting all-time highs, and we had very obvious sequential SMTs here, so I was bullish. And then this 2022 gap. Now, let's check it one more time and see if this was in a gold block range, because it would just be cool if it was, honestly. But I don't think it was. So, but we did tap the low of the dealing range, so. But yeah, look, this is why I like sequential SMTs, because they'll objectively, be more powerful than a regular SMT. Patience, guys. It's not easy. That 30-second change of state would have been fine. Or, yeah, that 15-second change of state off the first value gap, this would have been clean. Did not see it, right? And I would have had to calculate risk crazy fast. Let's try it one more time. Let's practice. Whoops. Practice. So let's say 14. 1, 14, 56, 168. Bang. That was fast. 1, 14, 56, 168. Okay, let's practice another one. You guys need to figure out your own multiples, because based off of how many accounts you have and that kind of stuff, you got to figure it out. Because mine, I don't even know where to begin to explain it, but I want to be able to calculate it really fast is the point. But yeah, guys, 15-minute inversion with these sequential SMTs, 5-minute 2022 gap, and then expansion. That was nice. So anyway, guys, I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying so hard. It's not easy. Might not get a trade. Let's go. 8 watching. But yeah, that 5-minute 2022 gap was super nice. So one thing we could have done, is tight stop loss entry at equilibrium here, right? Once again, we can, if we have a fair value gap like this, a lot of time you can enter at equilibrium with a tight stop loss, and this is going to be pretty, high RR. So okay, let's calculate this again. Yeah, exactly. We're just going to keep being patient. 1, 10, 40, 120. Let's say I took it like this. 0.6. 1, 6, 24, 72. Okay, let's say I took it like this. 0.5. 0, 5, 20, 60. Yeah. Just practice. It's always good to practice that risk calculation so I can do it for real. Yeah, true. 36 minutes in the market open. I've been on the charts for a while though. But you're right. We could still get something. I think the most probable thing for us to get at this point would be us coming back down to the first minute for value gap with SMT. Like this would be the most probable outcome for a trade, in my opinion, is first minute for value gap and then continuation higher off a 15-second change in state. I'm not shorting. No way. There's just no way I'm shorting. I just unless it's like stupidly obvious, but I don't think it's not worth it for me. Now, could that be could I actually, could if it was obvious, then yes, I would but it has to be really obvious, you know what I mean? You have to be very careful with shorts at all-time highs. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I'm saying you have to be very, very thoughtful and have a lot of conviction. That's what I'm saying. So if I do take a short, don't understand like, oh, you broke your rules. No, bro. It's just it needs to be obvious. You just gotta be more careful. So once again, if we got something like this, and then accumulation, manipulation, distribution, that'd be kind of nice. Yo, wait. Wait. 5-minute rejection block. I want to see us sweep this. Oh my gosh, why is S&P in the bottom like that? Because we would have S&T with this. That could actually give us a a reason to short, is if we had a Phoenix model with this 5-minute rejection block, and then trading gold, bro. Nice. I'm not trading gold, but that's cool, man. That's cool. What I'm trying to say is, if we got SMT with this rejection block, then 30-second change in state, maybe. But once again, I'm not in love with it because it's all-time highs. Still got equal highs. Yeah, bro. NQ for life, dude. I'm not interested in gold right now. NQ is it just has so many cool things about it. Like I guess maybe gold probably has its own first percent for value, but I don't know. NQ is just, it's the most fun. It's the most fun. All right, so we just got displacement lower. Once again, I'm really looking for first percent for value gap to get tapped. But we also do have a 5-minute gap here. NQ equals never quit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, we have a 5-minute gap here. And then the first presented for value gap right there. So, obviously we're very bullish. So I might be just looking at this range here for premium discount. 5-minute gaps nicely placed in discount. So what would this be? Would this be sequential SMT? This would be let's see, 945. Oh, interesting. I think it would be 945. Yeah, bro, 945. That's literally the low of because it's 922, 945, 1007. So if we get 22-minute SMT off of the first present for value gap, whoops, that's the wrong one. Because once again, we already still have the London SMT, the 90-minute SMT, so time frame alignment, right? I'm looking now for 22-minute SMT. And then we can full port this to 30,000. I'm just kidding. But could you imagine? Could you imagine if we did? We'd be all millionaires, bro. If we took like just one low time frame trade, holding it to 30,000. That's all it takes to be a millionaire. The minimum. But I don't know. That's I'm not saying that seriously, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know. Like, it could, like that's the crazy thing is like just one good trade where you just hold a runner to 30,000. That literally will change. Like that would be insane. And it's crazy to think that that's all it would take. It's just one good trade, leaving a runner to 30,000. So we are pulling back down to this 5-minute fair value gap. So accumulation. I want to see manipulation into the first presented fair value gap below the 5-minute gap, and then yeah, distribution. I really wanted to see 922 get swept. I doubt that happens at this point. Let's do a practice, another practice. We already did 0.6. 0.7, okay. 1, 7, 28, 84, okay. We do have bullish SMT here. Once again, I'm preferring us to come down to this first presented fair value gap. And we do have equal highs. Nice, bro. Very nice. So, in order for us to get 22-minute sequential SMT, we need to get it. We need to get this low by 10:30. So, this needs to come down here by 10:30. Otherwise, this will not be sequential SMT. And then, yeah, we would sweep out these lows. Oh, for fun, let's look at gold buck. Ooh, and let's also look at stat map while I still have it. So 1 hour stat map. Okay, we would be close to that 1 hour statistical manipulation level, right? We'd be in the realm. Let's look at 2 hour. How's 2 hour look? Oh, 2 hours looking nice. So the 2 hour statistical manipulation level is right there. That's looking really nice. Let's see how off the free version is. Two hour. Where are the lines? What? There's no lines. Oh, it's probably on the 15-second chart. Okay, that is really off. That is not even close to the other one. That's really, really off. Then again, that actually called that low. So, I guess maybe it could be helpful. Okay, guys. Once again, I would prefer us to come down to the first percent for value gap. That's what I want to see. But I don't know if we're going to get it. Man, this is so boring. Let's go, I got a sub. This could be a 2022 model on the 32nd. You know, we swept out the high, we broke structure, now we have a fair value gap here. Always a possibility to consider. Where's midnight? We're above midnight. Right? It's a possibility. I'm not taking it. But like, could this change in state deliver us lower off of this 2022 gap? Yeah, it could. Definitely could. But I'm not taking it, bro. But, you know, it's actually really, once again, this was a liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, aligned time frame change state delivery off of the fair value gap. That's what this was. So this is, you know, so far it's delivering lower. Definitely at this point I'd be break even because I would hate this trade, dude. This is not a good trade. Well, maybe it is, dude. Who knows? Yeah, bro, it's not a good trade. I'm not advocating for that. But the reason I'm saying that is because, you know, it could be a 30-second 2022 model where we sweep the high, we break structure, right? Once again, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. So we might sweep the high and then get another change in state. So once again, you could argue this is accumulation, manipulation, 2022 gap on the 32nd. But I do not want to take a short, especially at all-time highs. I'm not taking, especially on the 32nd. No way, bro. No way. Once again, I want to see price, personally, I want to see price come down to this first one for value up, and then I'd take a long. That's what I'd look for. So theoretically, you know, man, I don't want to get into the theoreticals. That's the thing. I prefer just to, you know, just wait for maybe this long, but okay, let's get rid of it. Why did you not enter from the 5-minute fair value gap? Oh yeah, so the 5-minute gap. Oh, you were just, are you talking about this one or this one, right? Because we got two. 5-minute, 5-minute. So this, okay, let me go over both. So, then get rid of that. This 5-minute for value gap, I always want to see AMD. Now, you could argue this was AMD, but I like to see a little bit more obvious AMD for me to take it. Like, I wanted to see us, you know, like, my preferred scenario was, like, push down a little deeper, sweep out this low, and then get distribution higher. So, and then as well, on this 30-second change of state, we do not get it. We do not close above, and we do not ever tap the retest of the change in state, and we never tapped even the wick of the change in state. So there was no entry for me. I mean, it didn't make sense for me. Once again, if you have some other way that you enter, cool. And then this 5-minute gap, we tap it. I don't enter off of just a random tap of a fair value gap unless it's very clearly a 2022 model, which this to me does not fit that criteria, I would say. So that's why I didn't enter just at the 5-minute gap. That's just not how I trade. Once again, guys, let's rewind this back. My preferred scenario is still this original idea of I want to see us run down into this gap. I guess we're not going to get 22-minute S&T anymore, huh? Yeah. And you can just see how much the time shorts are failing here, right? You can see how much of the time shorts are failing, and it's just because this is a bull market. Shorts don't work. This is a very high time frame expansion. So yeah, I might not take a trade today. It's so boring, but like, what else am I supposed to do, you know? Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, I'm getting kind of tired, dude. Like, I am trying my best. I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying not to force trades. I'm trying to take something only when I think it's really good, but it's not easy. And it's unfortunate because, like, so many other trades I've taken in the past, they'd all work out. A whole bunch of trades in the past that I've taken would all work out, but the issue was before I couldn't calculate risk in time, or the copy trading wasn't set up correctly and it didn't copy trade across my accounts. Like, it just feels like everything that can and will go wrong ends up going wrong for me, and I'm just hopefully that ends. I'm not taking a short. I'm just pretending to practice calculating risk. So 1.2, okay, 1.2. So 1.2, 12, 48, 144. That was fast. Wait, let's do 0.3. Okay. 0, 3, 12, 36. That's fast too. I don't know what to say, guys. There wasn't a trade. For me, there wasn't a trade. Besides this 2022 equilibrium, I actually like that a lot. Yeah, there's no but. There's no but. I should have taken that. There's no but. This is a really fantastic trade where we have triple stacked sequential SMTs and then a 2022 fair value gap on the 5-minute, and we tap equilibrium. There's no buts about this. This is just a really good trade. And I was trying to, make an excuse for like, why? Oh, here's why. Maybe shouldn't have taken. No, bro. It was very obvious. We broke structure. We got a liquidity sweep. We had triple sequential stacked SMTs. And then this fair value gap's just going to be like, this is going to be the move for the entire day. And the equilibrium, super, super sensitive. There's no buts about it. It was a good trade. And you could just target that L or LR. So it's a mistrade, and it's something I can learn from for the future, right? Liquidity sweep, break of structure on the 5 minute, for value gap on the 5 minute, with triple sequential stacked SMTs. Bang. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, for value gap at equilibrium, guys. Like, I know I was like trying to say, oh, well, there's this reason why I wouldn't take. No, bro, this is just a good trade, and I should have taken it. And then if I didn't take that, let's try and calculate risk for it first. 0.6. 1, 6, 24, 72. Okay. And then as well, you could have taken this 15-minute inversion. Because once again, we still have these triple stacked sequential SMTs, and that would have been 1.8 to 1. But as well, I was just, I wasn't sure. And so now I know for the future. Now I know. Let's go, 9 watching. But yeah, those were the 2 opportunities I would have considered today. Oh, and the other one off the first presented for value gap on the 15-second, which I already marked up, where it was A, and then manipulation, and then distribution. I think those are the 3 opportunities for me for the day. Unfortunately, at this one, I didn't see that we had stacked SMTs with sequential SMTs. On this inversion, I don't know why. I honestly should have just taken the inversion. Once again, there was no reason not to. The 15-minute inversion was just clean. Let's say, okay, what would my risk be on this? Let's see. So I'd probably put stop loss like that. So 0.4. Okay. 0, 4, 16, 48. Yeah. I'm getting faster with it. You guys got to figure out your own risk. Like, I don't know what you guys are going to be, how many accounts you guys trade and what each of the firms you trade. And yeah, you can use a copy trader. It's just for me, I'm just going to be doing that in my head because honestly, I don't know. That's just what I want to do. Y'all can do whatever you want. Okay, and the third trade was once again 15-second change in state off of the first presented for value gap with A, M, and then D. So those were the 3 opportunities in my opinion for the day. But there's obviously infinite opportunities. You just have to look. But for me, I would like to take any of those. And there's like I said, there's definitely ones I'm missing, but those were my 3 favorites. 5-minute gap. I would have loved to taken the 30-second chain state delivery off of this, but we don't get it. Oh, wait a second. In the future, guys, I gotta allow myself to either align the 5-minute with either or a 5-minute, either or a 30-second change in state or a 15-second change in state. I need to remember that for the future because if I had allowed myself to take a 15-second change in state off of this, if I had allowed myself to take a 15-second change in state of delivery off of this, then this would have been totally valid off this 5-minute gap, and this would have been very, very clear and obvious. You know what I mean? 5-minute gap, 15-second change. So in the future, now we know. W date. Oh, yes, sir. W day, MMM. W day. We're just one day at a time. We're just moving along. Did you take a win, MMM? Did you take a win? It's very hard for me to want to long this far in premium, guys, and this is where things get tricky at all time highs. It's like very frustrating because obviously market's bullish. You have to be very careful with that, but then as well, we're super far in premium. Kirk's rhyming. Yes, sir. Pre-market. Nice, man. Good job. What would Dodgy do? Oh my. I think Dodgy wouldn't take a trade either. Because I think, okay, what would Dodgy do? For real though, like what today? What trade did Dodgy take? I mean, if I was Dodgy, I probably would have taken this 5 minute inversion, or if this 5 or 15 minute inversion. But that's just what I would have done as Dodgy. I don't know if that's actually what Dodgy did or not, but I'd probably do something like that if I was Dodgy. Maybe 15 minute inversion. Oh my gosh. What do we do? What do we do? I'm okay with nothing. Once again, not taking a loss is a huge win. It's a huge win. Let's go. I got a sub. He would double his. Oh my. Kirk, did you take a trade today? I am just very, very conservative. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Saram. I work during the day. I was in college, so you use seconds, Jake? What? Yeah. As long as I've aligned time and price and we have obvious AMD, then I can use seconds. That's totally valid for me, for my own risk preferences. I mean, there's actually a lot of really good trades on the seconds chart. Most people just don't understand how to take them and don't understand the correct way to trade the seconds chart. But the seconds chart is incredibly precise. All right, sounds good, MMM. See you tomorrow. $250 only, bro. $250. That's a huge win, dude. Yeah, so like for instance, 5 minute gap, 15-second change of state delivery. This is obvious A. This is obvious accumulation, manipulation into the 5 minute gap, and then align time frame change in state. For me, 5 minute gaps I align with a 15-second or a 30-second. And yeah, then you can target those equal highs. That'd be 2-to-1. It'd be kind of scary to hold through that, I'm not gonna lie. You might have wanted to take profit at these bodies here. But yeah, nothing obvious enough for me, guys. Like I said, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, which includes not taking trades. Yeah. That literally, that's exact. There's not much more to say other than sometimes you just literally just, if you don't love something, you don't need to trade. That's the reality of trading. But one day at a time, guys. I feel like inevitably, if I keep showing up every day, it just stacks up on itself. But yeah, Low resistance liquidity was the draw on liquidity for today, pretty clearly. And I figured that out by the time we got this breaker structure and then started displacing. But, you know, I'm not just going to randomly enter targeting the liquidity. So much of the time I wish I could do that, but you will get wrecked if you don't actually trade a valid model. Like if you just go YOLO, you know what I mean? It's just not, that's not trading statistics and probability. That's just, I don't know. For me, it's gambling. I need to trade something like an actual model. Is Choch used here? Choch? Bro, Choch is one of the only concepts which I still don't totally know, but I'm pretty sure it's like very similar to breaker structure. I could be wrong, but I think it's like a breaker structure, changing character, like market structure shift. I don't know, but yeah, this is a liquidity sweep breaker structure. So not Choch, but it's a sweep break of structure retracement to a fair value gap at equilibrium. That's 2022 model, right? That's TGR's model as well. And then bang, that was clean. Look at how these orders got filled here, by the way. I mean, you can just see when smart money gets their orders filled. It's very obvious. Like, aggressive dump. Wow, they filled orders right there. It's so obvious. Smart money orders filled right there. And then expansion. If you love something, it's probably carbs. What? I'm so lost, Kirk. What are you saying? Oh my gosh. This is so boring. Guys, if you guys are still watching, I highly recommend just like, you know, at this point, like you don't need to be watching. You can probably just move on for the day. But for me, I try and, you know, make it a habit to just stay on the charts my whole live trading window. So I will be here till 11:10 Eastern. Like I might go on a walk or something. Actually, I probably will, but yeah. Boring is good. Yeah, it is, man. It is. Oh, yeah, I like that 2022 for value gap. You know, let's get rid of everything. And right now, there's nothing going on, so I'm not even considering taking a trade all the way up there. So let's just look at the chart here. Because there actually might have been a Phoenix model. Right? We had a 1 hour rejection block. I was thinking we might tap the 15-minute one. We never ended up doing that. But we had S&T with this. So if we ended up tapping this, I was definitely liking this for Phoenix model. Do you use RSI? No, because RSI, I have nothing against non-ICT concepts, guys. Like, that's why I use volume profile, right? I do what makes sense to me, but here's the thing about RSI. RSI, it's telling you about overbought or sold based on previous price action, the previous price action that was already implemented, right? It's calculating. It's a what's the word? RSI calculates the current overbought or oversold based off of the last 20 bars or something, right? And you're constantly 20 bars behind what, like, if you could have RSI that was like not delayed, the problem is it's always delayed 20 bars. I don't know how else to explain it. It's kind of just like a delayed indication, and I feel like you kind of, to be able to tell what's going on, you have to look at price action in the moment and frame the market in terms of liquidity. Yeah, exactly. That's essentially what I'm talking about. Lag. Like, you're constantly 20 bars. You're constantly looking at something that happened 20 bars ago, whereas I need to look at what's happening right at this exact second and what drawn liquidity is. Like, the market's moving because of liquidity. At the end of the day, if RSI, it's one of those things, it looks good, but it's a lot of the time it can be you know, distraction. Yeah. But like once again, guys, I have nothing against non-ICT stuff. Like I personally like use a lot of stuff that's not ICT, but it's like RSI. I was very into RSI in my first month of trading, like second month of trading, and over time you kind of just realize that a lot of time RSI will say, "Oh, overbought, overbought, overbought," but look at this, right? The market doesn't care about your RSI. Like all the time throughout here, RSI is screaming overbought, but we're actually drawing up towards low resistance highs. So RSI, it it will work sometimes, but when it's wrong, look at this. You're gonna get absolutely destroyed. Like I'm assuming RSI right here would say overbought, but we're getting just absolutely destroyed. Bro, how do you come up with these, bro? Once again, nothing against that non-ICT concepts. It's just, it needs to make sense to me. I honestly don't even care. Like for me, ICT concepts aren't even ICT concepts. They're smart money concepts. There's truths about the market. So, but yeah, once again, low resistance liquidity was the draw. The RSI, whatever it's telling you, whether it's gonna tell you it's overbought here, doesn't change the fact that stop losses exist above these highs, and that's where the market's going to want to seek. Makes sense? That's why I don't use RSI. Because I'm trying to trade the actual price action and the liquidity that exists below highs and lows. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to say about this. We're kind of in this tricky situation where we're not going to get anything, guys. Yeah, tough. But I still show up every day. Yo, we still got 8 people watching. Let's go. But we did call bias all morning long, right? We did say we were bullish. We called price to go run those low resistance highs. We were just looking for a little bit more of a retracement to get our entry, and we never ended up getting that. So, no regrets, guys. No regrets. The only thing I would say is those 3 trades. Those 3 trades I really liked. Those are the 3 trades I would have considered today. Any SMT with ES? Yeah, we're having SMT, but bro, market is looking very bullish. I'm not expecting that SMT to hold at all. On the higher time frame, guys, we can look at the higher time frame real quick. On the higher time frame, we had a daily aggressive break of structure here. We were obviously we're expanding higher, and anytime you're expanding, especially at all-time highs, fair value gaps are incredibly likely to hold and deliver price higher. So daily fair value gap, and then once again, 1 hour change in state. Measure this out, right? Second hit. So I think we'll draw up to that 4th standard deviation. Oh, look at this. We had this was a previous day's, those triple stacked SMTs were key. The sequential SMTs. That was really key for bias. I really like sequential SMTs a lot. But yeah, daily gap, and then market, we get a buy model off of the daily gap, right? Pretty clearly. Man, yeah. At this point, this is so boring. Like, I hate that I still have to be on the charts, but I gotta be. Market's not gonna give any leniency. This is what I was saying though about how like literally an entry off of a low time frame entry when the market's expanding could make you a millionaire. Because if you go break even and we never tap your break even and we go all the way up to 30,000, you're probably gonna be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just take an entry off of a 5 minute 30-second trade, like let's say you took this one, right? Let's say you took this 5 minute for value gap. 5 minute for value gap. And then you took a 30-second change of state. Obviously, you know higher time frames expanding. Right? Let's say you took this 15-second change in state off of this 5 minute gap. Bang. And then let's say that you target here and then you go break even. You go break even right away. And let's say we never come back to your entry. And then you just forget about it and then never touch it ever again. And then let's say the market does end up expanding to 30,000. All of a sudden you're like a millionaire. You know what I mean? How cool would that be? But like I said, that's not necessarily realistic. But sometimes I just like to be funny, I guess. I don't even know if funny is the right word, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it could be likely we drop to very higher prices because of this monthly inversion for value gap, and then look at how we close above all-time highs here. So, and then this is also a 2022 model where we have a liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap at equilibrium. You see that? Liquidity sweep, break of structure, and then fair value gap. So yeah, we might end up going to 30,000. And another reason I say this perfectly aligns with our dealing range on the higher time frame. Look at this. I was looking at this weekend. So look at this. Not that one. The one below it. Check this out. Oh, it's not that one either. Okay, never mind, guys. I can't find it. But there was one of them that aligned really well that I really liked. Okay, we're still just watching price action. There's nothing really going on. Just expansion. I don't know what to say. I'm actually probably just going to go on a walk right now because there's nothing going on. So. I'm gonna leave the stream running because I'm supposed to until 11:10. But guys, I'm actually I'm gonna go do something else because there's nothing. I'll watch it on my phone. If there ends up being in the weird rare scenario where there's something, then maybe I'll come back. But like I said, right now we're just expanding at all-time highs, and there's not really any opportunity. But according to my rules, I'm trying to always keep the stream going until the end of my live trading window. So, yeah. But I'm going to just go walk around and I'll be watching on my phone. If there is anything, I'll come back. But I highly doubt it. This price action, guys. I mean, it's not bad price action. It's just, you know, it's just we're not gonna get anything, guys. This is just this is like this is not trading. This is like, you know, people are just buying it up, like investing, you know. So we can't really do much in here because there's just nothing. There's nothing to take. There's no trade. Look at this breaker though. This is kind of. Ooh, wait. I'm actually. Wait, the New Day opening gap. Guys, wait a second. We used the New Day opening gap and retested it, didn't we? So if you think about it from a 1 hour, so 1 hour open, low, high, close. Ooh, whoa. Here's the, wait, open. So from close. Wait, let's get the indicator to tell us. Now I'm curious. Yeah, from the close, look at consequent encroachment, right, of the New Day opening gap. And think about this next 1 hour candle from an open high or open low high close perspective, right? It needs a place to form the low. So consequent encroachment of the New Day opening gap, pretty reasonable spot, right? And so then we jump down. So once again, this is the 10 a.m. candle. This is that one. This is what Trader Kane likes to trade. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Yeah, end dog consequent encroachment was a absolute beast today. Yeah, end dog consequent encroachment, guys. Look at that. So, with that in mind, yeah, 10 a.m. power of 3, guys. So 10 a.m. the 1 hour candle. Let's just say we were taking the 1 hour power of 3, right? On the power of 3 on a 1 hour candle. Let's not even consider that it was like a 4 hour power of 3. Let's just say it was a 1 hour. And since we have time left on this 1 hour candle, let's pull it up. Right? Oh, shoot, the new 1 hour candle formed already? Yeah, because my clock is off. Okay. But you get the point. 10 a.m. opened. Tap the end dog consequent encroachment. And then from there, it was to the skies. What do you guys think? So 10 o'clock. How could we have gotten in on this? Guys, I'm thinking with New Day opening gaps, maybe you just gotta take like 1 minute change in states. I wrote this down in my notes. Like, for New Day opening gaps, you kind of have to, you know, just do the change of state that makes sense in the context. Because I've noticed that it's like a lot of time it's different. So I wrote either like 5, 3, 2, 1 minute, 30-second, or 15-second. Changing state off of it, which is kind of funny because I was like, oh wow, so like any of those are aligned time frames, and it's like, well, I don't know. Point is, I don't know what aligned time frames use for New Day opening gaps, but the 1 minute looked pretty good here, right? 1 minute, changed state of delivery. So yeah, once again, I think it just depends on context. Like, this one was nice. And then we don't even come back down after that. This might have also been 15-second change in state. Yeah, so like this. Yeah, so theoretically, oh my gosh. Theoretically, you could go, okay, accumulation, so this is what I mean when I say, you know, you can kind of use 15-second change in state with this, with a new day opening gap. It ended up working out. We don't come back to this at all. And then 15-second change in state. And yeah, it's just very clear AMD. There might have even been SMT here. Yeah. With that low. Why that low? Anyway. Let's say we took this projection of this order block. That would take us to the 4th. Okay, this is a clean trade. Right? And I just now noticed it but 15-second change in state off the end dog. Once again, I don't know what the correct line time frame is with end dogs, and honestly, I think it's up to interpretation depending on the context. That's just what I think. It's clearly 15-second works fine here. I've seen 1 minute work fine. I've seen 30-second work fine. I've seen 2 minute, 3 minute. So I think it just depends on context and conviction. Yeah, right to that 4th standard deviation perfectly. Honestly, let's be real. I'd probably target the 3rd. Yeah. We could just say we would have targeted the 3rd because, I mean, I probably would have. But I do think it's cool how perfectly we hit the 4th. So let's just show it like that. Yeah, 15-second change in state. Bang. Up to the 4th. And this is the 10 a.m., right? So if we're trading the 1 hour candle, we're essentially saying, okay, we're waiting for, you know. Anyway. I lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. Oh, I wonder if this was a precision swing point. Now that would be interesting. Wait a second. What's going on? We're getting something, but I'm not saying a trade, but we're getting clearly the market's moving, right? Not ever in my life am I taking shorts. So yeah, I don't know. Nothing obvious yet, but 3 minutes left. So accumulation, manipulation, 15-second change in state. 1.6. Let's do a practice round. 2, 16. 64, 168. No, 192. I got some work to do. 2, 16, 64, 2, 16, 64, 192. Okay. I'll work on it. And the worst part is, if I want to take the lower time from trade, I gotta calculate that fast. So let's try again. 2, 16, 64, 192. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. 15-second CISD off the end dog. Once again, I think whatever changed the delivery off the new day opening gap is up to context and interpretation. So. Oh, let's include 10 o'clock. And I think it's 11:10 Eastern. So. So yeah, we gotta make a new folder for today. 9/22. Monday. I might make a new name for any trade off of an end dog, but I haven't decided it yet, so I'll just call it. For now, I'm just gonna call it end dog flow state. It's a temporary name. So yeah. Save that. 10:16, right? Yeah. Okay, it's 11:10 Eastern. I'm gonna be done.